Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Anderson Garland auctions based in the UK, and we're going to have a look at their music auction. This contains a whole load of musical instruments as well as other kind of things like records and stuff like that, but we're just going to have a look at the musical instrument part of the auction. This auction is happening on Wednesday the 15th of June, so there's a good week or so left before the auction begins. I think there's about 100 or so musical instrument lots, and we'll just stop right at the last musical instrument lot, and the rest of it there'll be a link in the description. You can just check it out yourself. The buyer's premium for this auction is 25%, and I think there's some VAT on top which makes it a bit more, so it's a little bit more than the average, but it's nothing too crazy. And without further ado, let's crack on and see what we have. I'm suffering a bit from the hay fever today, so I might be a little bit sniffly. So we have a con alto saxophone there, estimate 120 to 180, lacquered brass. Good amount of pictures, I think, if I remember correctly, with Anderson Garland and Garland even. See what other kind of information they've got there. Got Boozy and Hawk's Sotone French horn, 80 to 120 is the estimate. Once again, good amount of photos there, it's decent, so we can't really complain. A Paxman student model French horn, 60 to 80 is the estimate there, with key levers and a rotary valves. An Emerson silver close hole flute, 300 to 400 is the estimate. Yamaha silver plated flute, 60 to 80 pounds there. Gemeinhardt 2ESH silver plated flute with case, 80 to 120 pounds. See if they've got any other stuff. Condition reports are just general, I think. Boozy and Hawk's E flat clarinet in a case, 150 to 200 pounds, from about 1936. Saying here. 3 Hohner harmonicas, 64 chromonica in C, and another chromonica 270 in F, and a Hohner blues harp in C. 40 to 60 the estimate. Hohner chromonica 260 to 20 to 40 pounds is the estimate. A case set of Northumbrian small pipes, 200 to 300 pounds there, by David Burley. Good to see a few different things in the auction. A set of David Burley Northumbrian small pipes, 400 to 600 pounds is the estimate. A Pigula Campo Numana 120 bass accordion, 40 to 60 pounds there is the estimate. A Wheatstone 30 key Anglo Concertina, 2,000 to 3,000 pounds there, always popular, refurbished by Steve Dickinson. 30 metal buttons there. A C. Jeffreys concertina, 2,000 to 4,000 pounds there. An Anglo System concertina by Charles Jeffreys, London. From Kilburn. So these, the higher kind of end of the concertina there. A Celtic harp. Celtic or Irish harp. Laminated mahogany, spruce soundboard, stamped Heriot and Allen. 100 centimeters, 100 to 150 pounds is the estimate there. A Stradivarius style violin with 2 bows, early 20th century continental violin, with a label dated 1733. Let's have a look. Looks fairly standard so far. Maybe we can find a better way to click through these photos. So, yep, that's a bit better. There's the bows there. That one bow definitely looks fairly interesting, so good to see. Violin bow by John Schneider, 100 to 150 pounds is the estimate there. Nickel mounted, Pernambuco. And moving on, German violin bow stamped W.E. Dorfler, 100 to 150 pounds, Pernambuco again. Interesting, good amount of pictures on this auction for sure. And let's move on. Early 20th century German violin with bow and case. This looks fairly standard to me. 50 to 70 is the estimate there. Early 20th century German violin. Once again, it looks fairly standard. German Maggini style violin. Another trade type violin. Here's one of the possibly better lots. Violin by James Rawes, made in 2004. Length of back 350. Made by James Rawes Carlisle, as marked by the label. Let's see what the pictures are like. 2.5 to 3,000, I think was that the estimate. To 2.5 to 3.5. So it seems fairly well made in any case. I'm not aware of that maker, but interesting. Louis Lowendahl violin with bow and case, German, I think late 19th. These are kind of more trade violins of a maybe slightly better quality. And a bow there. It's got a valuation for insurance as well. 3/4 size Dresden violin with bow and case, so it's another kind of tradey violin. It looks very standard, and the bow pretty low quality. Half size violin by John Lamb. English half size violin by John Lamb, 1895. 150 to 200 pounds is the estimate. Stamped at the heel J. Lamb. Made by John Lamb, 1895, and son, who worked together for the past 10 years. 1895 Shire Moor. Interesting violin actually for a child's one. I really like the scroll, is quite interesting. Bow is not anything good. Interesting half size violin actually. That's definitely a good one to watch. And we have a German Steiner style violin and two bows, early 20th century. It's like another trade violin. Bows look like they've seen better days. Nothing too outrageous there. Another Dresden violin with a bow in a case. Bow looks kind of halfway interesting. 3 to 500 is the estimate there. 19th century violin, mahogany case with 3 bows. Interesting. 2 to 300 is the estimate. Interesting bows there. Interesting, yep, okay. So that's seen better days. Okay, yeah, this is a slightly interesting lot actually. In some of the bows are kind of quite interesting. Violin, not 100% sure, but definitely interesting. Violin and bow, cased, student violin. This is your kind of standard generic student violin. Continental violin cased with bow. Another kind of standard thing there, nothing too crazy. A Bridge Limited Woodstock model violin with a case, £800 to £1,200. I saw one of these for sale somewhere recently. I'm not sure where they come from. They must be some kind of fairly modern brand. Interesting kind of design. I have no idea about the quality. Interesting F holes, but 800 to 1200, I don't know. Maybe that's worth it. Not 100% sure. Early 20th century French violin, £60 to £100 there. Let's see. Nothing too exciting, but could be worse. 3/4 size student violin. Complete with graffiti. I think that the violin is actually not too bad, with a bit of TLC. Yeah, kind of interesting from some of the side pictures. Scottish violin, stamped J. Tho, Dundee, 1865. Length of back 33.8. Okay, so that's kind of a 3/4 style thing or something like that. Looks kind of interesting. It's had some bits modified. Curious length of back is kind of a bit odd. German Strad style violin. Had some repairs. Looks like a few of these have come from the same school or person or whatever. They've got this kind of Mrs. McCallan, maybe a teacher or something like that. English violin, 20th century English violin, unknown maker, 35.7 length of back. Okay, not 100% sure whether they think that's English, but pictures aren't really good enough to tell. Student 3/4 size violin. Just another generic violin there. Violin labelled Carlo Storioni. Looks like a kind of another trade-ish violin, but looks like not too bad quality. A bit of setup work. 800 to 1200 might be quite good. Benedict Lang cello case, 500 to 700. A couple of bows. Cello bows could be okay. Roderick Paysold cello bow. Yeah, might be an okay student bow there, 60 to 80 pounds. And a Gibson ukulele banjo, 300 to 400 pounds, from the 1930s. Very interesting. And moving on, and we have a Gordon Markendale ukulele banjo in case, 200 to 300 there, 1997. Late 19th century zither banjo, possibly by Windsor. An interesting design on that one. Nice tuners, pretty cool. Banjolele, cased. So George Formby was quite famous for using a banjolele. Oh, here we go. George Formby model banjolele. There you go. £100 to £200. George Formby model. And there's the face of the man himself. Nice back to that one. George Formby model banjolele again. £100 to £200 is the estimate. And a Stag 5-string G banjo. Late 19th century Windsor zither banjo. German mandolin, pretty standard kind of thing, nothing too exciting. Continental mandolin, much the same, nothing too outrageous. Fender FM 52E mandolin, £50 to £70, electroacoustic type. Fender Mexican Stratocaster there. 200 to 300 they're saying there. Eco Ranger guitar, £40 to £60, made in Italy. Good old acoustic. Signed Fender Sting model bass guitar, 2 to 3000. Sting and Mark Knopfler interests. A celebrity signed Fender Japan Sting model 51 precision bass guitar, signed by Sting and Mark Knopfler. Reverse signed by Robson Green, Phil Sumner, and Tim and Denise Healy, who all attended the Variety Club, a tribute to Sting. 7th of May 2004, the Civic Centre, Newcastle upon Tyne. Interesting. Quite cool looking bass. 2 to 3 is the estimate. Epiphone SG Special. Epiphone PR350S acoustic. 60 to 80 there. Vantage FV575 Flying V, 150 to 250. That's the estimate there. branded guitar, Super Strat type. (1919) Gibson Les Paul Special, got 600 to 900 on that. Twin P90s. A Shine Offset V style guitar, £50 to £70. I can already imagine that this really does not play very well at all from my memory of those Shine guitars. Phantom Rhythm Master guitar, 40 to 60. Interesting. Also would be surprised at how well that guitar works. Gibson Les Paul Studio, £500 to £700, circa 2003. J&D Brothers Les Paul Custom Style Guitar, £50 to £70. Epiphone Les Paul SG Custom, £200 to £300. Encore Blaster Telecaster Style Guitar, £50 to £70. 1961 Gibson EBO bass, £800 to £1,200. It's got a CITES certificate with it. Nice looking bass. Rickenbacker 4004L Laredo bass guitar case, £700 to £1,000 from 2015. Quite sleek looking. Never been a massive fan of Rickenbacker stuff, but it does look pretty good. A vintage V1004 DX bass guitar, £150 to £250. An active bass. And a Warwick Adam Clayton signature bass, £250 to £350. Definitely an interesting looking one. Zon Legacy standard bass guitar, £200 to £300. It's kind of curious. Pearl branded P style bass guitar. Kind of like that. It's quite nice. 80 to 120. D'Angelico Premier Mott bass, 220 to 280. Interesting. Hofner President Brunette thin E2 guitar, £400 to £600. 1965. Nice looking guitar. Epiphone Les Paul guitar, £150 to £200. Eco Ranger 12 string guitar, £50 to £70. The 12 string one. Stag Les Paul style guitar, £30 to £40 the estimate. So weird, the cutaway shape. It's like a thumb trying to hitch a ride. It's pretty weird. Columbus Les Paul custom style guitar, £100 to £150. A Sun Mustang Strat style guitar by Fender, £70 to £100. Sun were the kind of amp manufacturer that kind of Fender bought, like legendary amp manufacturer, but they also had these kind of budget guitars for some time, and they are pretty heavily built. This one looks like a slightly kind of newer one, but I owned one once and they were really, really heavy. They were solid things. Squire Affinity Strat there, £70 to £120. Vintage AV6 guitar by JHS. These crazy Wilkinson P90 type things. Interesting heel. Rickenbacker 33012, 12 string semi-acoustic guitar, £600 to £900 from 2007. Oh, withdrawn. It was a 2002 Fender Precision American Deluxe bass guitar, but that's gone. Fender Japan Squire Stratocaster from 1993, £200 to £300. Fender Precision bass, £500 to £600, circa 84 to 87. Schecter Diamond Series C4 Elite bass, £200 to £400. EMG pickups in that one. Squire MB4 Skull and Crossbones bass guitar, £60 to £100. Guild 45th anniversary guitar, numbered 35 of 45, 1600 to 1800 there. It's got a Guild certificate there. Let's have a look. That's quite a nice looking instrument there. Nice wood, a nice figure. Vintage Synergy Series VR6 guitar, £60 to £70. Good old acoustic. Gear for music electroacoustic guitar, standard thing. Custom handmade guitar mandola, £200 to £400 in a Fender style. Funky looking thing. Tanglewood TW400N guitar. Looks like it's had its tuners changed. KC333 classical guitar. This is your very low end classical. £1960s Burns Baldwin Vibraslim guitar, £400 to £600 there. Yeah, interesting guitar, this one. Guild Diamond Starfire Special, £200 to £300. Semi-acoustic guitar. This is the kind of budget line of Guild, or was the budget line. Burns Double 6 12-string guitar, £300 to £400. Aria Hummingbird style guitar. Joan Cachemira Spanish classical guitar, £60 to £100, 1992. Or Juan, it's probably meant to be. I think I actually owned one by this maker before. Back in the early days when I was younger, trying to learn classical guitar. I think they were quite good from what I remember. Portuguese Guitarra, Fado guitar, labelled Salão Musical de Lisboa, £250 to £300 there. It's in fairly good condition. Marshall MG Series 100 DFX guitar amp, £60 to £80. A Zoom 513 modelling amplifier, £30 to £40. Line 6 Spider 15 guitar amp, £30 to £50. Not a fan of the Line 6 amps, I have to say. Marshall Valve State 30R and a Kickstart 25 practice amp by Carlsberg. It's £40 to £60. Boss ME50 guitar multiple effects pedal, £50 to £70. Moore GE100 Boss ME25 Toneworks AX1 and Zoom G1 Zon, a whole load of pedals there, £40 to £60. Jim Dunlop Crybaby Zoom GFX8, Zoom GFX5, Zoom GFX4, load of leads and stuff like that, £30 to £50. Well, it could be interesting. Phil Jones Bass Cub BG100 bass amp, £100 to £150. Ashdown Rootmaster Mag 420 bass amp, £150 to £200. 2 Ashdown bass speaker cabinets, £80 to £120. Behringer Ultra Acoustic 8108 amp, £30 to £50. Fender G-Deck 15-watt modelling amplifier. A Alborn digital pipe organ, 3 archive modules and a pair of speakers, £200 to £300. Interesting. I think it's the first one that we've seen quite like this before. I'll be curious to see if that one sells. Yamaha S90 synth in flight case, £300 to £500. That's quite a cool, that's a substantial looking piece of kit. An Indian Samvadini pump organ, £60 to £100. Bechstein Model S baby grand piano, £3,000 to £4,500 there, from 1935. Pictures there of the inside. 1931 Steinway Model M piano, £7,000 to £8,000 there. So it's the high-end thing. And a Roland electronic drum kit, £100 to £150. A V Drums electronic drum kit there. and I think that this may be the last one of the musical instruments. Yeah, I think now we're on to kind of other interesting radio stuff, but not quite what we're looking at here. So yeah, this has been the musical instrument part of the Anderson and Garland auction, like I said, which is due to kind of end on the 15th of June. If you're interested, check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Apologies for the slightly kind of subdued video this time. I'm suffering a bit from the old hay fever, so have to keep stopping to blow my nose. But yeah, check out the auction. The pictures were good, a few interesting lots, definitely worth kind of checking out. And until next time, have a good one, and ciao, bye. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.